As you might or may not be able to see, today we are looking at some kind of a replay. Yeah, that is correct. Because I today will be playing Thresh. Honestly, I have a pretty bad win rate on Thresh, but today I decided to, let's have some fun in a ranked game. And let's see what we can do with Thresh. So, first up, my thought process here was, what can I really do with Thresh in a level 1 instance, Braum versus Tristana? So, obviously, in a level 1 situation, Braum will start the following. Braum will of course start his Winter's Bite, meaning that he will not be able to protect Tristana well enough. So I decided to knock them back. I use my exhaust down on Tristana, and we just go all in on the focus on Tristana. Of course, Braum, for some weird-ass reason, decides to use his exhaust on me, but overall we get a lot more damage dealt towards the Tristana. And, well, easily enough, I get to use a flash. We both blow flash, she blow a flash and heal, and obviously we get that level 1 kill, which will begin in a snowball. Now, that was really weird, honestly, but as long as you decide to go that kind of ballsy route through the river, you must think to yourself, well, am I strong enough to go up for a level 1 fight? Can we 1v1 them? Or 2v2 them, I mean, in level 1. And the answer here was yes. I had the faith that we would be able to. Braum has a pretty strong early game, but I just believed that Thresh's would be stronger, especially with the Flay upgrade, level 1. If I had started Hook there, that would have been something totally different. Would probably been a loss. So, the first thing that I start to do now is to play aggressive. I try to make sure that we can push the wave as much as possible into their turret, making sure that Tristana will have a harder time reaching level 2, and of course going up as to poke as much as I can. I'm not really spot on here, but what I try to do is make sure that I can poke her whenever she tries to get last hits. And of course with the Flay upgrade, that's gonna result in quite a bit of extra damage, and here I tried to get a hook because she missed positions. She let herself open through the minions, and because she had no summoner spells, that will be an easy kill. In this situation, we could easily go and follow up and try to get more damage dealt towards the Braum, but as long as he popped the pots, I felt no urge to really do so. It wouldn't have been a problem because he was out of mana. You could pretty much only use one Frostbite, a Winter's Frostbite. So that is all fine. Let us get this going a bit. And as you can see right now, it's just a massive snowball situation. Tristana is still on Boots Doran's blade, and then some extra pots. She got the pot advantage if I had been smart enough to actually sort this out, but I'm not, so we'll do that at this point in time. This is Animid. Animid, it's not often you see that. There we go. Yeah, there we go, perfect. So, obviously, Tristana currently, she do have 2 pots advantage as well as boots, but that does not matter when she mispositions. Right now, as soon as I saw Braum move out of the lane so that he could not protect, I went up with the all-in with the hook. Of course, using the Flare right after, and here comes Braum to defense, and this will probably not result in a kill unless, yeah, there we go, now he is out. But no, it does not result in a kill. But what I've already mentioned in previous episodes, what we want to note is the fact that backing or forcing enemy to back is almost as good as a kill. Or not, of course, not exactly the same gold value, but the fact that you push them out of the lane denies them XP, denies them farm, whatever, right? It denies them a lot of different things. And honestly, I really do love that. It's better to make sure that you can force your enemies to back rather than overextend to maybe get a kill and then you die. Because that have happened quite a few times where my Illusion have jumped in, flashed in, whatever, to try to get the last auto attacks off, and then he dies. So I prefer to kind of safe play it. Right now, I would actually love it if Illusion decided to back off, because even though he is stronger, being in this 2v1 situation is pretty bad. Because if Braum had decided to actually go for a Winter's Frostbite, or whatever it's called, Tristana could have followed that up and they could have easily gotten a stun onto him. So right now, I don't know, they decide to push the wave. Of course, it's hard to freeze the wave when you're playing with Tristana, but still, trying to speed push... English. They're not even trying to speed push it, which is really weird in this situation. Of course, as Thresh, I'll just sit here, wait, and try to Lantern my AD carry whenever he comes close, and you can see that I do so. I want to make sure that he can get as much farm as humanly possible. And here we go. The hook right there was a pretty obvious hook. She would try to stutter step. I did not expect Kha'Zix to be down here. He had not been down here the entire game, and I had no wards, so I guess that were to be expected when I play like this. Obviously, Lucian is able to get off a lot of damage, and I felt kind of safe. Or I don't know. I felt like I would not die. But let us look at this over again. So, wait. Question. I will actually want to know this. What is it? V? Wait. Let's go a bit backwards here. I want to know. I never remember. Can I guess we can see that. I did not think of... I guess I did not notice that. But anyway, let's pretend like he didn't do that. That hook was a pretty obvious hook because there were two really directions for her to stutter step. She could step this way or just keep going forward or backwards, I mean. But in the situation, I hooked with a hitbox, hitting everything within this area so that she would have to step downwards, which were the least likable place for her to go. So we're going to continue right now. So right now, Lucian decides to go all in as well as I did. Tristana jumps onto our turret, and both exhaust comes down. I decided to exhaust Kha'Zix because he's A, higher level, and B, I do not believe that Tristana will really be able to deal enough damage. Lucian should have kind of stutter stepped here and dealt more damage, but it didn't. At this point in time, they have blown all their abilities onto Lucian, and henceforth, the only thing that really damages me is one Kha'Zix Q, as well as the Winter's Frostbite, or like, you know, not his Winter's Frostbite, but his passive, I mean. The Braum passive stuns me, and that keeps me down for quite a bit of time, but obviously because they're so weak, they're not going to be able to deal enough damage. So right now, I decide that, well, Kha'Zix probably understood that this is no reason to come back to right now, so I know that, well, we can play a bit more aggressive here, and as you can see, Illusion is already using his only escape to play aggressive, something I would not really approve of in any other situation, but Kha'Zix is down bot lane. Once again, I missed my hook because I tried to do some hook plays before the jump was even down. I decided to flash between in case of the Winter's Frostbite coming down from Braum, just to try to finish off Lucian. Obviously, Lucian have already blown his heal, so yeah. That's why I did so. And right now, it's just going to be kind of chilling until he gets back. I try to Lantern to make sure that I get most stacks as possible, and I'll just clear everything up here. So there we go. I tried to play aggressive. I want to see where the heck they are. If my enemies are nearby, that would be really great for me just to be able to pick them off. Right now, yeah, we're just doing some zoning, because zoning work is always pretty decent. And here we go, I just tried to play aggressive. They know that they can't really fight us. Even though they might have got something out of these trades, because we're out of summoners, and Tristana got both of her summoners up, and Braum got flash. I still believe that we could win this, even through the heal. Because we got our level 6 power spike now. Of course, I do not always... I would want to ward there, and I would say that the blue side bot lane did the correct thing. They decided to really initiate onto... or not to full initiate, but they went actually pretty... like, try to soak him up with damage. They tried to throw their abilities onto him while our out of lane, which is the definitive correct. That is something that I have abused in multiple occasions throughout this game so far. And there we go, I got a hit onto Braum. I tried to get it onto Tristana, but I didn't, so that was pretty lame. So right now we're just trying to chill up this lane for quite a bit. And right now, I know that, well, if they try to step closer, I will be able to hook. And of course I miss. I thought that she would go more aggressive than she did. So that is well played by Tristana, being on that defensive. And right now I'm like, well, we should back off because, well, mid lane was missing and so was their jungler. You know, when that happened and the mid lane is kind of pushed, I get afraid. I'm pretty scared. And right now, we did not have any help from our mid laner, which was really weird. So, that's why we were really slow here. But now, we're gonna have a catch by Kha'Zix here onto Orianna. But Orianna will be able to deal more damage. She uses her damage there. I don't know what that jump... Yeah, I'm not gonna comment on it. And here we are. Suddenly, they are isolated. Because Annie decided to back off, and Kha'Zix had to run from the 2v1 situation, whilst Tristana and Brauma tried to follow up. What's going to happen now is my hook is going to prevent her jump, I'm going to flare her away, and the ultimate is going to be coming down just to make sure that she keeps in place if she tries to flash away. And here I'm like, I don't even have to try to finish. Orianna uses her super ultimate mega bomb. I have no idea why. And now we can get a pretty easy Drake here. It's free, unless Kha'Zix of course try to steal it, but without wards it's not going to be able to. Something that we need to note here is my lack of wards. My ward is basically only in this brush, and I'm not even sure if that is my ward. Yeah. Whilst the enemy, the blue side team, had both ward in Tri and in River. Of course, I think this ward might be mine. I don't even recall. And of course they have a pink here. I'm really obsessed by getting pinks. So I get caught out by that and I die. Killing pinks is something that I live for. I get real... Every time I see a pink, I'm just like, I have to kill this. I have to. So that is misplay by me. But of course they're going to push this one up to the turret. And we will... Usually we'll be able to protect it. So that is no big deal, honestly. So of course I decided to pink River because, well, I should have actually pinked their Tri, but I felt like they would just take my pink. Either that or pinked here. Oh no, never mind, it was not my pink. Well, what am I talking about? This is my pink. I decided I'm actually pink a smart location. And I know that, well, this guy, is it really gonna try to 1v1 me? Because he do not have enough damage to burst me down. So I were not scared of him. As long as I had vision onto their mid laner, that was no issue. And I'm like, well, I'm coming bot lane, and we're gonna make plays. They initiate onto the Lucian before I get there, but of course he get out of range. Tristana did not go all ham, and I'm finally here. Now, I don't know what this is. I don't know why they're turning. I guess they're like, well, we can try to kill Lucian. Of course, Lucian does not have his flash up, whilst Tristana do, as we mentioned earlier. So that might be a thing, but they decided to actually just ult him away, so that was fine. I go for the flash in. And I'm just like, well, at this situation, they are screwed. Because she decided to ultimate, that really fucked them over. I tried to step aside from Brahm's ultimate there, but I were not able to. Get the hook onto Tristana, she pops her heal for no apparent reason, and we're able to pick that one off. I tried to make sure that we can get enough damage here, and we do. Got the shield onto Orianna, because she was, of course, the one tanking. I don't know why Warwick decided to tank 3, or do 3 extra auto attacks there to tank a turret shot, I don't know. Anyway, we're just focusing down this turret because there's no reason not to, and so, yeah, the snowball is pretty real, and we are playing on the aggressive here. I tried to get here to really prevent them from escaping. As you can see here, got a pretty nice hook onto Annie. No, or not a nice hook, it was pretty obvious and easy hook. She went in a straight line, and we were all able to survive and get out of there. So, I think that was a pretty decent, or not, it was a pretty shitty episode, honestly. But hey, I hope this showed a bit of my thought process on how I played the bot lane. Of course, I were able to land a few interesting hooks there, and when you're able to do that and able to get that level 1 advantage, it's just to keep pushing. Be aggressive, play aggressive, all of that. I'll try to make another video where I will not get any cheesy early kill. Yeah, I think I just have the episode. I have an episode in my mind that I'll, yeah, try to make. So, thank you for tuning in, guys, and I will see you next time.